Like when somebody says, "Hey, I have a video of somebody on a water tower and they have a gun and I can see them," and then they send me a video of a blurry shadow and they're like, you can't see this person has a gun. You can't, like, I don't know what you're seeing, man, but whatever you're taking, I want some of that. Like, I can't get on board with that. Not to mention that as a sniper, as someone that's done counter sniper operations, like, the worst place on earth to be is a water tower. And we can talk about all those things. So, like, yes, I am out there trying to say, hey, look, this doesn't make sense, and this is why, so that we can stay away from what is implausible and make sure that we are focused and we have our attention on things that are genuine.
That we don't get distracted.
We're not getting distracted by nonsense, right?
Right.
So with all that being said, John, one of the theories that will not die, because it was promoted by somebody very smart, and I think they're earnest and sincere, is the idea that the shots came from that lower level. You were probably at some point in time less than 10 feet from that building. Is there any chance that there were shots coming from inside those windows on that lower level of the AGR building?
No way. I don't know if you could tell from the video at all, but those lower windows, that building is actually kind of below grade.
Yeah.
So it goes downhill to those windows. Not only that, you have a chain link fence. It's bad enough to shoot through a chain link fence when you're right in front of it. But if you're recessed back in a room, right, which you would normally be if you're trying to shoot through a window, you're not going to be at the window. You're going to be back about 10, 15, 20 feet, or maybe even another room, shooting through another room, through the window, up a hill, through a chain link fence. It's not going to happen.
The other thing that I was surprised to see, or was very indicative to me on the possibility of that even happening, was there were so many people right there in the front. Like, I think it'd be very difficult to even get a clear shot, whether you're shooting through a chain link fence or not. But there was just throngs of people right there between that building and Trump.
Yeah, well, there wasn't even a line of sight.
Yeah,
he was below. He would have been below the stage, shooting up.
Yeah, and folks, that's one thing that I keep hearing. People keep talking about trajectories, saying, "Hey, the shooter was on top of this building and he was shooting down at Trump." I've been meaning to look at a topographical map of that, but that's one thing that I did notice right away that John is talking about is, number one, that building is below grade. It's in a depression. And then Trump was actually, that terrain looks to me that it continues to climb, but Trump was on a 5 or 6 foot. He was about a 5 foot stage. So that put his head at around 11 feet. So it's very possible that the shooter was pretty much even with Trump. He's definitely not at a major lower elevation that I think most people think, given, just the video or given their own perception. So no, I appreciate that. So John, you start seeing all these cops show up and they're kind of going around that building. The more video that I see, the moments prior to shots being fired, it's surprising to me how many cops are actually around there. There's actually more than I thought originally. What were they doing as far as, were they yelling at this guy or anything like that? What was going on? What were they doing?
Well, they couldn't see him. Mm-hmm. He was behind the ridge line, and you could kind of see him, I guess, from it would be the eastern side. I'm not sure, maybe